Okay, hello. So today I'm Kevin C, and today I shall be servicing this Haiou 64, I think. What you call it? It's called the Haiou 64, which is basically a size Biotar clone. Today I have this, which is my Sony WH1000 XM3. Um, I've done this lens before, so I pretty much know what it is inside. Yeah, it's basically Helios 44 with an MD mount, and this thing is basically shit. So I'm gonna go try CLA in this thing for the sake of productivity. Yeah. So I've basically promised myself to CLA at least one lens per day, and that's still gonna take me more than 3 months at that rate. Yeah, to clean all of my lenses here. So fuck that. Yeah, but okay. This morning I did what? I did some things. I did some Yashica lenses. So today I'm gonna do this in front of the camera, and hopefully everything goes well and I can go sleep soon. Yeah, because now it's like 10 o'clock in the night. I have to wake up early tomorrow, so let's hope I finish it. Putting the headphones on, yeah. So I might not speak that much because these are noise cancelling headphones, and honestly, if you're wearing them, it sounds super fucking quiet. So if I do talk, I might shout, which is quite odd, yeah. So let's start. Also, you have this hand thingy, so I can talk now because my hand's on the side of the headphone, which means that I can actually hear myself. Not that I can't hear myself. Let's take a lens cap first, yeah. And actually I have two of these things. These are the Telerockers, the Telerocker 135mm f3.5. I have the Celtic and the Rocker, which is quite cool, I say. They're pretty much the same, yeah, only with different body and different mount. So yeah, back on the music. Shit. Honestly, I don't give a shit about this lens, but if you have a nice copy, then I would probably advise you not to do what I just did, yeah, which is slam this thing into the optic. Nothing actually happened. I think it slammed on the side, but yeah, so what lah. Just gotta go continue taking this thing apart. This thing I think doesn't have any screws. Not sure why. I think it's supposed to have screws, yeah. So this is the front optical block. This thing should have 3 optics in 2 groups, I think, yeah. If it's the same as the Helios, you open this group by taking this front ring off, and you should be able to take the front optic out. The doublet is in the back, which means that you can clean out all the optical surfaces. So taking that thing out, you still have this wobbly ring right here, and this focus ring is also crooked for some reason, yeah. So let's see what happens next. So now the optical blocks fell out, which is surprising and shocking to say the least, yeah. But I think you can take the optical block, I mean the rear block out right now. Let's see. I think I take the rear optical block out, you take this outside ring, not turn on this thing, yeah. Let's see. The aperture also works. The focus also somehow works, which is, I'd say, a miracle, yeah. Okay, let's see. But this thing doesn't have any crease, which is, yeah, pretty shit. Also, you don't have any screws over here that hold this thing in, which means that I'll have to find my own screws. Not that easy on an old lens like this, yeah. Now I'll have to find a way to open this helicoid up, basically. And I think I'm not gonna do that now, yeah. Cause, I think that I'll better off trying to fix this guy first, the optics, then checking infinity tomorrow, and then I'm gonna come back here. So if I do wanna come back and redo this thing, cause this is disgusting, yeah, I'm gonna continue the video. If not, then I'm gonna stop this thing when I finish cleaning the optics. So let's go. That's quite loose, which is a good thing, I'd say. But it has a ton of scratches, so I don't have high hopes for this guy. It's actually coming out quite nice. I might want to trade this optic with my Biotar optic, but let's see. I might actually have a good Biotar and a shit Haiou in the future, yeah. So let's see, it might work. So on the Haiou, unlike the Helios and the, actually it's the same thing, yeah. So this thing's in there, but then in the Helios, I think the whole thing falls out. And here it has none retaining ring, yeah, which is advanced, I say. Quite good thinking from the Chinese, which is very uncommon. Look how shit that optic is, man. It's quite shit, yeah. This optic is quite shit, so I might have to see this lens is shit, yeah. But let's see later, yeah. After I open this optic. This optic's quite clean actually, I think. So it might be a nice candidate for transplanting it with my Biotar. Should be out, man. Not yet. There you go. Oh shit, dropped it. What I can say for sure in this optic is that the blacking is shit. It's like peeling off my hands. Unlike Helios where you have to actually use acetone to clean the blacking off. And also I think you can transplant this thing onto a Biotar because this thing is not like a Helios where you have like only the optic. This thing you have like a small metal casing around the optic, which means that you can't really easily take this thing out of the optic. I mean the metal. And the Biotar also has only an optic, not the metal casing with it, so yeah, not a good candidate for transplant, but I think you can actually find a Helios for M39 Helios and put it in my Biotar. Let's see in the future, yeah. Because I have Biotar with a dead rear, like middle to rear element number 4 and 5 in my Biotar dead. The front's also dead, so the front's easily exchangeable, yeah, but the back 5 and 6 are not. I mean 4 and 5 are not. So that's why you need either an M39 Biotar, I mean M39 Helios, the silver ones, or a real Biotar, which is gonna be expensive as fuck. So yeah, continue on. Seems like that's it. So this helicoid, if you look at it, yeah, it has no adjustment screws like on the Takomars or on Pentax lenses. So that means that you have to take the helicoid keys out and then just throw the thing out, and hopefully you put the helicoid back in exactly how it came out. So yeah, it's pretty much the same as the Nicors. Some of the Nicors have no adjustment, which is shit to be honest. But yeah, so it's their system. So the first set of screws over here, yeah, are to set the aperture basically. So if you have no screws in there, then the aperture might be not very consistent basically. So yeah, that's quite shit honestly. But this thing will focus, although it won't sit in there properly, and it will fall out if you do it this way, because I do not have any screws. So I think this thing's M1.6, I'm not sure, let's try, yeah. These are not ideal, they're countersink, but I think if I have like a definitive, what you call this thing, size of screw, I can go buy them, which is gonna be cheaper than buying new lens, yeah, for screws. So yeah, let's try. Fuck, they're stainless. Let's take this one. And let's go check pH 0, because 0 is a bit too small. And 1.6 is a bit too small. I mean a bit too big. Might be a 1.5, yeah. Or 1.4. This is 1.5. Let's see if they'll work. Let's hope it's not 1.5. I have no short ones. Yeah, it's not 1.5. Okay, headphones off. So basically, sorry if I shout at the camera today because I'm using these things, but so the problem with this lens now, yeah, is that you'd have a lens which has no parts basically, because I need screws to set this optical block in, and basically all you need to do after that is just take this focus ring out, by taking the helicoid keys out, take this inner helicoid out, turn the outer helicoid out, and then the aperture ring is pretty okay. You don't need to play with that, yeah. So then you wanna just basically, after you take everything out, put everything back in, find screws, and screw that thing into here, and you should be done. Then put this thing back on, and put this thing back on like that. So yeah, overall, it's a bummer that this thing didn't really work out well, but so what. At least now I have like a little idea of what I should buy. I think I should buy an M1.6. I mean, M1.4 set, because the M1.5 was quite close to going in, but it didn't go in, which means that it's probably 1.6. And the last time I bought something from China, I didn't buy the 1.4. Only bought the 1.6. So yeah, fuck my luck, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go put this thing back in if I can. Hopefully I can, because then I'll actually be able to like sort of put it back in one piece. Shit. Come on, go in. Son of a shit. Yes. Nice. Aperture works, but it still isn't perfect, yeah, so you won't be able to use it. And I think in this thing you can also pull it straight out there, which is fucking dangerous, I'd say, for the lens, but so what. See, yeah, you can pull it straight out. Yeah, but overall, this is quite a serviceable lens. It's quite easy to fix amongst the Chinese lenses, yeah. Unlike the Seagull 610, which is a 50mm f1.8, that thing, I think it's derived from the Zenitar 51.8, I'm not sure though. People say it has a character like the Minolta 51.8, I mean 1.7, but yeah, so this thing, I'll need to buy screws, and after I buy screws, I'm gonna come back and tell you what happened. So yeah, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and goodbye. I might want to make a follow-up video on this guy, because this is actually quite an interesting lens. I've never used one before, although I have fixed one before. So I fixed one, and I forgot to like test infinity and everything like that, and send it back to the customer, but it ended up well. So I do know my way around this lens. It's pretty much a size Biotar, or a Helios 44 basically, I mean, and just make it MD, there you go. So yeah, thank you and bye bye, have a nice day.